What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Yes, I know. Where is Spencer Israel? Spencer is taking a nap. No, I'm just playing with that. He's not taking a nap. My man is getting ready for the all access, not feeling the best. So I'm jumping into the at the close. Gonna take you to at the close. We'll have Joel Elconin joining me in just about 12 minutes or so, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the overall market, see what we got moving out there. You guys let me know what you guys want to talk about, especially before Joel gets in. I don't mind talking about stocks that you guys saw moving out there. It was an interesting rebound type of day, technology leading us up. I have at least from the open 1.47%, and from the change overall on the day 1.71%. Financial services right behind that. And then we had industrials. On the downside, we had real estate and utilities that were, destroying it yesterday. So we'll see how those pulled back. If you guys got certain stocks that did well, we'll go ahead and take a look here. Looks like Jack Douglas is talking about CEI. We'll take a look. Jude Height is saying, is this a bull trap or no? Stay in the house. We'll definitely talk exactly about that. The big dog Money Mitch in the house. You know how it is, Tom. We're getting started here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And you wanted to talk about CEI, Douglas. Look at that drop there. This is interesting because I can't wait to talk a little bit about this one with Ryan Falona. Ryan talked about this one on Friday's last live trading, and I said, you know what, CEI, I think it's done. I think it's out of the picture here. And if it dropped from that 350 on that Friday, it would not come back. And from then, you can see we've just crashed down. It looks like we got some news. There was a short report on the company by looks like Curtisdale Capital. So definitely be careful there, CEI. What a crackdown right there. Short report. There you go. Definitely. SLGG having a good day. I'll talk about that one on Money Mitch ML. If you want to take a look at SLGG, we'll talk a little bit about that one on Money Mitch. It's actually on my list to talk exactly about. So I'll get into that stock a little bit later down the line. Let's go ahead and take a look at what did we have moving out there. Looks like, I always like to do my sector to industry to stock analysis. This is what I do on Money Mitch, guys. If you guys have never joined me on Money Mitch, this is what I do, guys, every day. So today we had semiconductor equipment and materials leading us in technology. Stocks like AEHR. I know that you guys have heard that one. That one's a big mover there. You got stocks like ATOM. Look at this ACMR. Look at this stock going from an open here. We had an open at looking like 104.61, going all the way up towards a high there of 109.07, 119.07. Nice move there, breaking out there, about 13% move on up. We'll see if it continues making a move. Let's take a look at the daily chart, see what we're seeing. Nice little lift on after breaking out through the 110. I'll look for that 110 retrace level, but this one's looking good here, really pushing on up. And for that being mentioned, I mean, it was a lot of tech stocks that did well today. You guys can call out some in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of stocks being mentioned. I'll go through some of these since, Joel isn't here yet. But you guys do me the favor. As soon as you guys see Joel, as soon as we see Joel, we got to wish him a happy birthday. We got to just overload the comments with happy birthday. It's my man's birthday today. So as soon as you see him, let's hit him up. All right, let's keep going in the chat. I'm going to knock out some of these stocks for you guys. Let's go. Netflix, Duncan Dave, I'm going to save for Joel, but I know that Joel's not the biggest man on, let's say, a QS here. Let's go to QS. QuantumScape, as you guys know, this is a D-SPAC stock. Having some trouble here. We'll see if it can get out of this time here where it popped on up, but it went right back to that spot. Now it's holding on to the 50-day. I think it might complete the shadow right back down towards 2150, and then we'll see if it gets right back above this. This was interesting because I do like the story of QuantumScape, but the question is, when is it going to turn around? That volume does help us, but we need to get it right back through that high. That high was 2874. Let's see if we can get another volume pop like we did on that day where it traded 129 million shares. That's what we need again. We need a nice lift of volume and getting up through the pattern, not down through it. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. What are the ones we're seeing out there being mentioned? SDC being mentioned here, Smile Direct Club. Let me erase all my lines that I have here. Got a lot of lines for SDC. All right, so what are we seeing on the weekly? All right, so this is the weekly right now. Let's take a look here. If you kind of draw this downtrend, you can see the stocks kind of just stair-stepping on down. Let's see if it can find support here near the bottom. I think you might get another test of this bottom here now down to $4. It has done, one attempt down move, 2 attempt down move, 3 attempt. I would look for one more move down closer towards this area, this 402, and then look for it to retrace off that level, kind of give us this move towards 4, and then pop off of that level, coming back up towards the $7. We'll see if this one can get off those levels, and that's SDC. Let's keep it going. AEHR being mentioned by Zane. I just talked about how that one did good. Semiconductor stock, it's still continuing to go. For me, it really just needs to kind of hold this low here, 10, 11. Let's take a look on the daily chart. What are you seeing? Kind of came back down through the shadow. A lot of times we've been getting a lot of these shadow fills. So if you see the stock, it gapped up, came down through it. Now we want to see it break out through that 1650. We'll see if this one could get hot tomorrow, going through 14 and getting a lift to 15. That's what I'll be watching for AEHR. All right, let's keep going. Coin almost up 5%. I'll make sure I write that one down, Brady. The GOAT in the chat here. Make sure to talk about coin when we get Joel in here. Joel should be here in about 5 minutes. Let's keep it going. Hit the like, hit the subscribe down below if you're new to the show. This is where we go over top movers of the day right here on Pre-Market Preps at the close. And if you guys don't know, we're going to have a great event for Pre-Market Prep. I'll talk about it a little bit later with Joel, but also we have a cannabis event. And so let's take a look at some of these cannabis stocks to see when are these cannabis stocks going to make some moves, because I've been hearing a lot of talks of the banking system. So let's take a look here. CGC, what's going on? Trying to find a bottom there. TLRY, trying to find a bottom there. We haven't seen these come back after the last recent pop. I'd be looking for these to start finding some support now that we're getting back towards the monthly lows. TLRY also back down towards monthly lows. CGC also, and I like Kern. So we'll see how these react, but definitely they need to turn around. All right, let's keep going. Wheat stocks, boo. Hey, well, what can I say? I'm a cannabis lover. Let's keep going. What do you think of Wish Moto Dave? Let's take a look here at Wish. Wish is just on a down move and continues. Now, will this one get a squeeze? I think it could. I definitely do think eventually it could get a squeeze on up, but when is that going to happen? You honestly don't know right now. I would keep watching the RSI, keep watching the ADX, see what we get, see if we can break down. But really, there's no hold to that. There's no hold to that support right now. We just don't know where it's heading. Chip, I'm going to talk exactly about what happened in cruise lines today and reopening stocks. So stick around. We'll talk exactly about that. Mara is pumping hard because Bitcoin to the moon. Hey, Victor Navarez, not a bad thing to bring up. I'm actually going to bring up some of these crypto stocks right now, and we can talk about them before Joel gets here. So Crypto stocks, I was actually talking about this morning. If you guys were in pre-market preps chat, I'm always in there and active. I was talking about BTCM. I was talking about ANY. I was talking about HUT this morning. My two favorite one were Any and HUT. Let's take a look how they performed. I know we again mentioned in the chat about Mara ripping, so we will take a look at that one also. But first one up, I thought had the best day was HUT. HUT has had now a 3-day move. Nice little lift on upward triangle here. We have that ascending triangle look, as you guys can see here. We'll see if it can hold this ascending triangle and rip it out and break out of this ascending triangle and then really give us a nice lift. As you can see, we're starting to really push towards that. We really need to get above here and really start pushing towards the next level, 1035s, 1050 on HUT to get towards that next level. But we could get a retrace here. There's a prior resistance here, and it's all the way back from March of February 25th. Sorry about that. Had to make sure there. So we could run into that resistance, start pulling back here, get stuck in between 9 and 10. But I'll be looking for this one to continue. Here's another one that I looked at today. It didn't keep the gain, so I wonder if it's going to go ahead and continue making the move. But this one was the one that I was watching out the gate. It made a nice lift. It was about a 5% move up there towards 650s, but definitely ran into heavy resistance. Let's take a look at Mara. Mara is continuing to push right now. Probably the best looking chart right there. Really starting to push on up. And if you look at this daily, you can kind of draw this trend line down here, and it really kind of held here. I actually like this look. When a stock kind of breaks above here, looks like it's trying to break out, comes back, and now is really coming with some volume. Let's see it approach the 40. 40 is going to be really important for this stock. When it gets towards that level, I'd be paying attention to see if we can get some big volume. Maybe a 2-day move where you get that next move up towards 42 tomorrow. So keep your eyes on Mara. And with that being said, are we seeing the same move in Riot? Nice lift off the bottom there in Riot. BTBT. Ooh, look at that one. That's a nice lift today. I actually was talking about some of these stocks yesterday, the Bitcoin stocks, because when you see Bitcoin start coming back, and especially when they get sleepy like this, they go for, what was this? It was kind of stuck in this pattern, and then it went for about a month and about 26 bars there of sideways action. Now really starting to lift off. BT. We'll take a look at these crypto stocks. But like always, we will watch these with the one, the only Joel Elconin coming up next, guys. We're going to get towards at the close. And shh. Remember what I said.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What's going on, Joe? How are we doing?
I'm doing good. I don't feel a day over 58.
I was giving these guys little secrets beforehand, but definitely I wanted to give you a personal happy birthday, Joel. I hope that you had a good day. Hope you're going to have some dinner later with the family.
Oh, yeah.
At least get together. And I wish I could be there. I definitely would be there if I could. So I hope you have a good one. Look at the chat. Look at the chat blowing up there. They love you, man.
You know my birthday's every day.
Hey,
you know that, right? It is. Every single day, man. I wake up. I got my beautiful wife. I got my 2 kids. I got great friends, and my relatives are okay. But, yeah, very lucky. Snuck a swim in today. Good, because I need to do a swim. And you know what else? You know what I had for lunch?
What you have?
A lobster roll.
Oh.
Yeah, I got this little place. I don't go there often. It's a little out of the way. But there we go. All right, Mitch, we're going to do something a little different here. Okay.
What are we going to do?
It's going to be I don't want to give away too much for the event here, but it's going to be Learn Technical Analysis with Joel and Mitch.
What? I'm excited.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here in a second.
All
and
right,
it's the
let's get that going.
S&P. And what just jumps out and hits you aside your head. Okay? Are you ready?
You guys get ready because Joel starts asking questions. If we're not ready, you already know how this works, guys.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do this.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's get that chart up.
I'm focusing on the upper right chart.
Okay, so we're going on the daily.
Yep.
You see how I know those charts?
Yep.
That's the daily top right.
Yep.
Okay.
What should be kicking you aside the head?
I mean, to me, 429 stands out to me, but there's
No,
a
not
lot
a
of
number.
lows.
I don't want a number. I don't want a number. I want a pattern.
A pattern. Well, it kind of looks to me like a Head and Shoulders at the top there.
Nope.
What are you seeing here?
Maybe
3 inside days being mentioned in the chat? You guys, if you guys see a pattern, throw it up in
there
the
you
chat.
go. I'd say who said that?
3 inside days?
Well, they're not inside. Well, they are. They actually are. So whoever said that is kicking my butt. But yeah, that's it. But what I'm looking at here is look at this. 3 highs right there in the same area. 3 lows. Look at this right here in the same area. I mean, what are we going to do, folks? You know, this day was crazy. This day we hit the pre-market low. This was Friday. Then we rallied like the Dickens and we made a high at 65.75. Okay. Well, actually, this is actually Tuesday. So this is Friday, right? So we made that low. We came up and made the high. And then Sunday night, we went up and this is Monday, went up, made the high, and we kissed the low. And then we settled here. And then last night we kissed the low and we went up to the high. So, I mean, there it is, folks. What way are we going to go? If we bust out above this, I'll go 43.65.75 because that's the top level. Then I'm in trouble with Spencer. We're going. I mean, that's so clear. You know, obviously there's other daily highs. On the other hand, are we looking in the abyss down here, right? 3 lows. And, you know, everyone says, oh, you can't call that a double bottom or triple bottom. You know what? If the spoos are going to trade 100 handles a day, and I'm going to say there's a triple bottom within 9 points, then you know what? I mean, and then on the upside, your highs are within 6 points. I mean, you're talking about a $4,500 or $4,300 instrument that moves 100 points a day. So, I mean, that's it, man. That's why I said I can't tell, in between, 42.60 and 43.65. I mean, you've seen what we did these last couple days, but man, that's what I'm looking at, and that should be just jumping outside and hitting you inside the head. So that's a look at the S&Ps. That's trying to keep it simple, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I've been pointing at and kind of looking at on at least I look at the SPY more often than the futures here, but to me it was a 5% retrace, 5% correction. It got closer towards 6%, but I mean, it kind of stayed between that 5 and 6% for a couple days here now, and giving kind of that chance for you to come right back in. And this is, well, at least I've always heard, even like kind of that Warren Buffett method, buy the indexes when they come down 5%, like just take that in the long-term approach. Kind of could have worked right here. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in the long-term, at least, approach taking some shots every time we get these corrections.
5%. Yeah. Now see the SPY chart looks a little different, right? Because of the trading hours, right? But no, that's just a setup. So I just wanted, I want you guys to, we're going to be, talking about different, you know, uh, a newbie question. What is the spy? This,
Joe was nice enough to read it the right way there.
uh, okay. So I talk about S&P futures all the time,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Okay, the spider, I mean, it's just the cash equivalent. It's an equity that's traded. Dennis actually prefers the spider because it's a little more tamer. It has a penny spread, very liquid. The main difference is that the spider is not open between 8 and 4 a.m. So that's when the big boys can come in and, they don't have an arb. They're basically, they're throwing the dice and rolling the dice and they move the market. So that's why when Dennis and I get in these arguments, I think the spoos dominate because the fact that the spiders close between 8 and 4 and the spoos can do whatever the hell they want. And if you look at the S&Ps, and also we're speaking about these highs and lows here. This is the 24-hour market. Like you never got a shot at buying anywhere near yesterday's low, 42.6750. You would have had to have an order out at night, which I do sometimes, and I get picked off. But 30 points off the low. So I'm giving away too much. You guys got to sign up for the event. And
Uh-oh.
yeah, I'm not giving away any free stuff
Hey,
here.
well, third wave. I think that was a great question. You got a great answer, and I think you get even more at the event. So definitely
Yeah.
come to
And
the event and ask them some of those great questions right there. Let's go into the market, Joel. Let's take a look. What
yeah, just let
happened
me
out
yeah,
there?
yeah, just let me run down the big board here. Crude. It's got $80 on its mind, up a buck 55. It's 79.17. Wow. What a beast.
Crude. What a beast.
Yeah,
An
I don't know what to say.
absolute monster.
I've been bearish since 50, so I'm glad I'm not trading it. Gold down 660, just driving people crazy. You have a big level there at 1771.10, 1771.5. So your overnight traders, take a look at that. Silver, geez, that's flat. Really, same thing, pair of highs in the same area. Bitcoin having a good day of 1465. We talked about a 40 to 50K trading range. That might be out the window now. We'll be looking at this recent high. Let's work our way up to 53,260. And Ethereum, the leader, that's having a good day too. Just a little sneakier move.
All right, we definitely had a kind of tech bounce back today. I mean, the Qs were going down pretty hard there. At least for me on the Qs, I was pointing out that 50, and it was standing out to me. I didn't think we'd get to it that fast, but man, that bounce was ridiculously there. We could take a look at some of course, the FANG stocks. You had Netflix go about 3.5%, Amazon about 1.6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apple and Alphabet advanced more than 1% themselves, and Facebook even bounced back
Are you
2%.
sneaking into my daily write up? Are you that I do for
Ah,
pre-market prep plus? Are you like hacking did Jason figure out how to hack my computer at home? That's what
hey,
I
what
want to
can I
know.
say?
Because
I'm
I was doing it's funny, I started doing the wrap a little bit early. And yesterday I wrote about the tech wreck, right? And you know how I love my big components in the index. Apple got beat, Microsoft got beat, Google got beat, Amazon got beat, and Facebook got beat. And actually, if you guys want to check out later on Benzinga, Facebook is my pre-market prep stock of the day. And I've included some comments from Gene Munster and Sean Udall in my
mm,
article. So I want you guys to check that out. So tech is coming back. The SPOOs are up 1.37%. Apple 1.7, Mr. Softy 2.2, Google 2, Amazon, okay, 1.3. Nice bounce back in Facebook. I mean, is this like fade the whistleblower moment? You know, they gave you a nice sell off, caught support under yesterday's close. I mean, I can't listen to that for 2 seconds, but, if you bought the dip or you're trying to buy the dip, at least you got a level to lean on here. Now you've moved away from it. You got a gap to fill up to that gap down day at 338.64. And folks, I'm not talking about anything about, you know, ESG. I'm not talking about any of their practices. I'm not talking about their impact on society. I'm just talking about the chart. And that's all I care about. So don't take me for a Facebook, enthusiast or whatever. I'm just looking at the technicals. It's a strong stock. It's held its May low. And who knows? The other thing that you have to look at in a stock like this is that look how many days it's since September that you have to buy the stock on weakness, right? Right. And it's a lot of the institutions when they love when something's going down that they want to buy because they put those orders out there and they go bip, 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 bip. They get hit. They get hit. They keep coming with bigger and bigger size. It's a whole different way when you have to buy into a rising market because the smart algos like Mitch designs, they sniff out the buyers and they jump ahead of you. So, who knows if you want me to put on my super bullish hat for Facebook, which I rarely do, I'd say, hey, got a little bit overdone here at 384, a little overcooked at 323. Take back half of this move before earnings, 453, 454. Would I be surprised if Facebook went back to that area? Absolutely not. And just to preview the article, both Sean and Gene, not that they actually love the company, and some of the ramifications of it, but they said, man, you're fighting a beast when you're fighting the stock. They got a lot of users. So check out for that article later on. And then Mr. Softy bounced back. I wondered where these issues, I told you guys to keep an eye on the previous day's high. 42.21 versus 42.24 in Apple. What about Mr. Softy? Mr. Softy, that went through it by quite a bit. Google, it went through it by quite a bit. So you beat your targets. Amazon missed it. And then Facebook, did it get over the previous day's high yet? Got close there. Still up $7. Spoo's losing a little altitude here. They don't like me talking about a trading range here. And it looks like we have a little bit of selling going into the close.
Yeah, I did see Happening mention in the chat that Biden was talking infrastructure live. So who knows what could be happening right now, Joel. But I will mention, I did like that bounce today I look at the Qs and you guys can take a look here. At least I just want to show you guys this trend line right quick.
Go ahead.
I've been kind of pointing out, and this is the reason I really pointed out is that last bounce that we had. The last real test to this line was on June 19th. And on that day, we broke down below it, but when we reclaimed it, we never got back near it until just now. And so this was that big period push where the Qs pushed about 20% up. So I'm seeing that this is a good little retracement. After a 20% move, now you're getting about a retracement here of about 7.82%. You could say maybe 8%. Less than 50%. So let's see if we can get that leg right back up there towards that resistance. I would say I would look for a move back in the Qs towards 370s. Then we could get into between some chop between 370s and 360s.
I don't think you got a free ride. I don't think you got a free ride up to 370 here.
Not a free ride, but I definitely I like the push. I like the push because I've always looked into tech stocks going into December as a good time, at least seasonally. Okay. And so I really do like that hold because 350s was concerning to me. If we would have broke 350s today, I think we were heading back down towards that 340s. And then the patterns start breaking. That trend that we keep seeing that push off of. So I'm at least feeling a little bit more confident in the Qs overall. But did you see a little bounce back in FedEx today?
I did not have FedEx on my front page. What's going on? News me. We got some
So,
news?
I mean, we had that gapped out, right? And so the reason I'm bringing FedEx is that I liked it how like Chaikin started looking at this one. Remember when Chaikin started looking at this one as the economy? And so we were getting a big pullback in this one. I wonder if it's going to be able to close that gap because that was a good push up on the 15, and it looked like it held it on the day. But I'm wondering, what are you seeing on the chart here?
I mean, this is like a strategy where, you could cut yourself several times, but, it eventually works. You undercut the previous day's low. So if you were focusing on 1726, right? Because that was a low from yesterday, and you made that 1634 low. If you're quick and you have a buy stop in there and you get long at 1726, you can lean on that early low. I mean, but you would have gotten stopped out here, here, here. I mean, it's just, it doesn't work until it works. So it's after the fact. I mean, it's the biggest green candle this thing has had since here. Since this day, one green candle usually means another green candle. But the way this herky jerky market's been, are you going to get it cheaper than this? I don't know. Closing above 224. Huh. Now, let me tell you why I'm keeping an eye on 224 here, folks. Look at these highs. 24 even, 24.10, 23.67, 24.24. So, and we're at 24.29. So you got some room up here to 28, 29. You never know what other factors go into the market, but yeah, I like it. I mean, this is one that, even if the market's getting stomped tomorrow, I wouldn't mind trying to buy this thing on a pullback. Let's see what its brother's doing. And that's another shameless plug. We're going to be discussing pairs and relationship trading, all kind of stuff to try and make your trading day a little bit easier for you. But UPS having a nice move, little bit of a laggard here. That did do the undercut and rally, but then again, it hasn't taken out yesterday's high. So that's a look at UPS.
All right, let's go towards let's take a look at the reopening trades because they did pop in the early part of the day. But one thing that I'm noticing, and especially and just to mention one stock here, is CCL. Let's look at the cruise lines here. It looks like it's closing not looking too great, and so I'm not so sure if they're going to be able to hold support, especially Carnival Corporation has the support right underneath it. I'm wondering what's going to happen with this one. And, the SPY is starting to come down too on us here right at the close. Joel talked about it.
Yeah. I talked about, you know what? I see some stuff going on in the chat here, Mitch,
Yeah.
about, you see, and that upsets me. You're upsetting me on my birthday. I don't want to hear about this, whatever is going on with fate. I'm just talking about the stock and I'm talking about the technical. And you made easy Mike leave. So guys, if you want to go politics, you can go on other channels, but not here. Not I mean, if Mitch wasn't so busy, he would have booted you for that.
I'm
I
probably missing
mean,
the chat there, but hey, like always,
yeah, I
guys,
mean, whatever. I
let's
mean,
keep
you
the
guys,
politics to the politics. Let's talk some
yeah, we
stocks.
don't. I know absolutely nothing about
Maybe a little
politics.
jocks, but
I was a political science major, but I know nothing about politics.
we're a little maybe into stocks and jocks, but not the politics. Let's stick to the stocks here. But I mean, let's change it up here. Let's look at CCL.
Okay, CCL. I know,
Carnival
Mitch.
Crew.
You're like the homer on these
Believe it or not,
home stocks.
I got stopped out yesterday in this one. I was swing trading this one, and I got stopped
Yeah.
out yesterday on it. But that was just because I was trying to let it hold 25.67 on the
Yeah.
hourly, and it just didn't want to hold it. So once that broke down, I could see it going to 25. I wasn't going to hang out in the party, but it's an interesting play right now. I mean, what are you thinking on the chart?
Oh man,
It's a tough one.
I mean, I don't know. When did you get into this thing? Man, we're
So
losing. What are you guys doing to the market here?
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know we're just losing.
what are you guys doing? I talk about the top of a trading range, and you guys start hitting bids everywhere in sight. I'm not happy with you guys at all. No, I mean, here it is, top of the trading range. when did you get into CCL, Mitch? Did you
Well,
get in
I
on the
got
way
in
up?
it. I got in it on Friday at a low, really.
Okay.
Trying to get it off of that. I mean, we got that news on Friday, right? So I ended up getting it by 25 90s and 25
Okay.
60s, and then I averaged in somewhere in between. I was like 25 80s, and then
Okay.
it broke down on me yesterday.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could say is, it's obviously hindsight capital. It looks like, you got in a little bit late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the move. How many times has that thing had a $4 rally, right? $4 rally, 23 to 27 on the Merck News. And then you got a red candle, right? You got a red candle on this day here, which is
Yep.
probably a Tuesday. So, warning Will Robinson. You got a red candle, then you got a bigger red candle,
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of sweated it through the recovery. So, when you're playing these kinds of moves on the way up, look at the high close for the move. Like looking at the high is sexy, but the high close of the move was 26.38, right? You saw that on the 27th. And you only 2 days you had a chance to sell above that when it went to 26.99 and 26.49. And then you didn't even have a shot at it. So instead of keeping an eye on the actual high, keep an eye on the high close for the move. I mean, of course, this is all after the fact, but that was a
Giving
big
too much
4 day
gold
red.
today, Joel. Giving too much
Yeah.
gold out there.
All right.
No,
I got
definitely. I agree. I that's one thing that a lot of traders have a tendency of doing. They focus way too much on the shadows, not focusing way too on the actual close. And I mean the close price that matters so much.
that's
That's
a
why I'm paying
big
attention
one.
to that CCL close, and it's looking like it's almost closing red.
Yeah.
So I mean, from a day that you'll read the news out there, and it'll be like, oh, the cruise lines popped 2.8%. But then when you go looking at the actual chart and you see, oh, it's kind of unchanged on the day, that shows you a lot, guys. So the close right there showing still some indecision there in CCL, even though we had a good day in the SPY. Let's take a look at airlines here. Airlines also did decent, but I'm wondering they're probably already crashing back down. AAL, kind of the same
You know
thing.
what? I'm just gonna throw a real, like broad, like, paint a broad brush on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't I just don't know about the reopening trade. I just don't know about I think
Doesn't want to
human
stick.
behavior's changed. I
Yeah.
really do. And you're talking to a person that never liked cruises, okay? I mean, you got to go to a cruise to Alaska. Everyone has to do that. But, I was never a cruise fan. Then you have COVID. And I don't know. I mean, there's so many gorgeous places to go in Michigan. There's so many places in the UP that I can drive my car to. And going to an airport and going through security, and your flights are late and they're changed and they're canceled and everything. I have traveled some places and I will travel again. But I just think, man, I mean, these stocks were not in uptrends before COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have the biggest health catastrophe in like how long? And you're going into what was a downtrending, So, I mean, we could talk about the reopenings and everything. I mean, Dennis nailed it with that November 7th day when Pfizer came out with that. I mean, that was the opening trade moment. The Merck thing to me, yeah, it's good. Merck is starting to fade. All this stuff is good. I think things are going to get back to normal, but I think human behavior has changed. And because of that, it's just it makes, I mean, maybe for trades and stuff, but like the airlines and the cruise lines and like the Cedar Point, I mean, Disney has defied all odds, right?
Yeah.
Because of Disney Plus. So, I mean, that's just like, I don't mean to belittle when we talk about these stocks and rallies and stuff. That's just how I feel about them. So what do we got? We got 3 minutes. You guys have knocked over about 20 handles off the spoos. I'm very upset with you guys. I wanted a nice close here. I wanted to be able to sell some stuff MLC, and now I'm not. Anyways, what else you want to cover? 3 minutes. Crypto. We haven't covered any crypto, Mitch. I know you're
Let's
the
do it.
crypto king.
So I'll point out the biggest stock. We talked a little bit about it earlier before you came on, Joe, but BTBT was probably the best mover. And then you also got HUT, but BTBT, nice little move off the bottom there. And a good day for Bitcoin. I'm sure it was on to watch yesterday and even today. So I'm pretty sure there wasn't a lot of people
Yeah,
missing out
man.
on
This
this one.
thing, if you're sharp and you're seeing, I mean, I don't trade this actively, but if you're seeing this thing was just a sleeper. It was down yesterday. I mean, it had a big move, but it was down yesterday. And Bitcoin was doing okay yesterday. Boom, look at that opening print. I know it's hard for people to, put stuff in on the open, but sometimes you can get that opening print and sometimes you're whacked aside the head and you're stopped out immediately. But sometimes, man, you get that open and, if you just leave it alone and you don't try and micromanage it, it could be. There's a situation, opened up 30 cents, not even in the top of yesterday's range. I mean, what the heck do you want here? Big jump up in volume here. I don't want to be short this stock. It's looking good on the chart to
No.
me.
Yeah. And also going into the close hard was Mara, MARA. I know you've heard about that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at Mara,
Look at,
MARA.
look at that.
Nice day.
That's a
But
nice
you know what?
close.
It just like those, that's the levels that, I talked about this morning. And the other thing, too, I mean, these things don't have to get the bang for the buck. With this one, I wish would have been watching the pre-market high, and boom, it crushed it. It crushed the pre-market high, and then there was not much on the dailies. I think I gave a target here of 37.03, and I kind of undershot it. It got to 37.23. Absolutely carnage on the close here.
I know,
don't know
man. I've
what
been
the hell's
watching it.
going
I'm
on.
like, what's going on, man?
This is like a Spencer close. This is like
Yeah.
what Spencer does to the close. I don't know.
I don't know what happened there,
It's
Joel. I
not
was
that
trying
much
to
on the
keep us.
15-minute. Did something go? It must be some sell imbalances. Either that, or I'm talking too much about trading ranges. I mean, this is this is bad. This is totally going to mess up my article now. Look at this, 1 minute. I don't know, folks. Now that top of that trading range is looking pretty darn good. But still a good day in the market. Still selling on the close, but not the definitive move above those highs that I want to see. So, Mitch, anything else you want to cover here?
No, that's how you're going to do it for us. Up next, we're going to be going into Money Mitch. So I'll be transitioning on over. I'll do a little crypto, little push here as we close up. But before Joel gets on out of here, you guys check out the Pre-Market Prep Plus event this month on the 16th. It's going to be on a Saturday. And so for you traders that actually, I can't blame you. You trade the open, you try to focus on your craft. This is the type of event for you. Come on the weekend, come hang out, come learn from expert traders. We're going to be talking relationships, pairs trading, and I have a little trailer that I can play. But Joel, anything else you want to lead them off with and why they should come on?
Can you show my screen here real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know. Do I have to reshare it?
I got it
there
right
you
there.
go. Yeah, there's the event
Boom.
schedule. This is what we're doing. I'll be leading off with the technicals and fundamentals for Q4, just kind of the way I like to look at things on a longer term and shorter term basis. What the hell are going to be our drivers in Q4? And then Dennis the Menace. It's always good to get him on. You don't understand how many things he has on during the show. So, man, he takes his time to do his PowerPoints, pairs trading, sympathy trading. Rob is going to get a little bit more technical here. He has his setups the night before. He uses the pre-market action to gauge everything, but Rob's going to touch on that. I'm going to go more into do your own levels so you don't have to listen to pre-market prep. Dennis is going to get in the nitty gritty of risk arbitrage and the social media influence. Rob's going to get back to the execution tactics, and then even Dennis wanted to have an extended Q&A. So that's what you're looking up. BZ I think what did we say the code was? BZ10?
BZ10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Mitch, great job. I'll tell Spencer he's no longer needed, and
See
be
ya.
back with you. Be back with you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good night.
Hey, enjoy your night. Enjoy your dinner. I hope you have a great one. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play here the clip for that event, and then I'll bring you guys back. We'll talk a little bit about crypto and get you on over to Money Mitch.
Get ready, Pre-Market Prep Plus.
So here it is, trading from relationships.
Talk pairs trading, sympathy trading, risk arbitrage, and then we'll even talk to social media.
This is your chance.
Be there.
How to increase the odds.
We're going to dive deep into relationship-based trading, pairs trading, sympathy trading, basket trading, risk arbitrage.
Then get ready for the event on October 16th. You guys think we're fired up on the Pre-Market Prep Show? Then be there October 16th for Trading from Relationships 2.
All right, traders, catch it out. And like he said, if you guys, come on, Pre-Market Prep, you guys, these are my mentors. I know I'll be there. I've learned a lot from Joel and Dennis, and looking forward to learning more from Rob. If you guys don't know Rob, he's a basket trader. Yes, I talked about baskets. I love basket trading. That's a lot of what I talk about on Money Mitch. So if you guys want to learn more about the stock odds and getting the odds in your favor, check out that event. And of course, guys, did you guys see cryptocurrency up today? Guess what? BTC 51,000. Yes, I said it, over the 50,000 mark, and it's holding well, 3.8% up on the day. Ethereum also up 2.34, up to almost 3,500. So, I mean, for you guys out there that like Ethereum, definitely keep your eyes on this. Like always, this is brought to you by Voyager. If you guys want to get your free chance for $50, all you got to do is deposit $100, and you guys can be getting some crypto action. I say everybody should be looking at this, but hey, like always, check it out, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to get you over to Money Mitch. Stay right here. This will transfer you on over, and I'll take you into my show. Let's get it on over. See you guys there.